The idea of ancient aliens has fascinated people for decades, blending together science, history, and speculative fiction. While there's no definitive evidence to prove the existence of extraterrestrial civilizations in the past, the ancient astronauts hypothesis posits that advanced alien beings visited Earth long ago, influencing early human culture and technology. Here's a detailed look at how this theory has evolved over time. The birth of the ancient aliens theory. The idea that extraterrestrials may have visited Earth in antiquity can be traced back to early 20th century thinkers, but it gained widespread attention through the work of Swiss author Erich von Däniken. In 1968, von Däniken published Chariots of the Gods, in which he argued that many of the world's ancient civilizations were visited by advanced alien beings who influenced their development. He pointed to structures like the pyramids of Egypt, the Nazca Lines in Peru, and the Moai statues of Easter Island as evidence of extraterrestrial intervention, suggesting that ancient humans couldn't have built such monuments without help from technologically superior beings. Key concepts in the ancient aliens theory. The pyramids and megalithic structures. One of the most enduring aspects of the ancient aliens theory revolves around the construction of monumental structures. Von Däniken and others argue that the pyramids of Giza and similar megalithic structures around the world could not have been built with the technology available at the time. Some proponents suggest that extraterrestrials provided the knowledge or tools to complete these feats. Others speculate that aliens may have even physically assisted in the construction. The Nazca Lines. These giant geoglyphs in Peru, only fully visible from the air, have long puzzled archaeologists. Ancient astronaut theorists suggest that these lines, which depict animals, plants, and geometric shapes, were created for the benefit of extraterrestrials or as a form of communication with visitors from the stars. Ancient texts and mythology. Many ancient cultures have myths and legends that some modern researchers interpret as evidence of alien visitation. The Sumerians, for example, describe gods known as the Anunnaki, who are said to have come from the heavens. In Hinduism, there are descriptions of flying machines called vimanas, which some suggest were extraterrestrial spacecraft. The Bible's story of Ezekiel's vision, where he describes a flying chariot in the sky, is another point of contention for ancient astronaut theorists. Technological knowledge beyond their time, proponents argue that ancient civilizations such as the Egyptians, Mayans, and Mesopotamians displayed advanced knowledge of astronomy, mathematics, and engineering, which may have been passed down by alien visitors. For example, the precision with which the ancient Egyptians aligned the Great Pyramid with the cardinal points of the compass is considered by some to be too advanced for the time, implying extraterrestrial assistance. Evidence and criticisms. While the ancient aliens hypothesis offers exciting and imaginative explanations, it is controversial and largely speculative. Many historians, archaeologists, and scientists argue that the evidence presented by ancient astronaut theorists is either misinterpreted or exaggerated. Archaeological evidence. Most archaeologists argue that ancient civilizations were capable of creating these structures using tools and methods available to them at the time. They point to the expertise of ancient engineers, labor forces, and ingenuity in developing techniques like the use of ramps, levers, and pulleys. For example, the construction of the pyramids is believed to have involved an advanced understanding of mathematics, geometry, and human labor, rather than extraterrestrial intervention. Mythology and symbolism. Many scholars believe that the gods and other supernatural beings in ancient myths were metaphorical or symbolic representations of natural forces, human experiences, or abstract concepts, rather than literal extraterrestrial beings. The apparent flying machines described in ancient texts are often seen as symbolic or mythological descriptions of divine chariots or celestial events. Cultural misinterpretation. Critics argue that ancient astronaut theorists often misinterpret or oversimplify complex cultural practices and technological achievements. For instance, the Nazca Lines, far from being an alien message, might have had religious or ceremonial purposes, possibly to honor deities or gods, or to serve as astronomical markers.